local bidder has offered to take the James Whalen tug off the city's hands for free. Good evening and thank you for joining us. It's a last-ditch effort to salvage some parts of the historic vessel and save the city more than $500,000. Last night, City Council asked administration to look into this option for the demolition of the 120-year-old tug, but it could jeopardize tender contracts with two other companies that bid on the work. Jessica Clement has the details.
It has never been the intent of council to disregard the historical significance of the Whalen tug. It has always been to find a balanced approach to solve the issue that we have right now. That is to say that it's on land and rotting.
The historic James Whalen tugboat isn't getting scrapped just yet. Marine Recycling Corporation had the lowest bid at $579,000, but during Monday night's meeting, McIntyre Ward Councillor Albert Aiello asked for a referral to have administration look into one final option after receiving an email from Thunder Bay company Harbor Metals.
They're proposing is they just basically take it off our hands completely, and they'll move it to their yard and salvage it, no cost to us. So I'd like to explore that if possible.
They were one of the original bidders, but could not promise to complete the job by May 31st, so their bid was rejected. City Manager John Collins says administration is willing to look at Harbor Metals' offer, but would need about 3 weeks to prepare a new report. He notes the delay may jeopardize the approved tenders they received from Marine Recycling and LH North.
First of all, we've already gone through an open and transparent process for the tendering of this work, and there is a question of fairness, but there certainly are potential legal considerations in terms of the tender award process, etc.
According to Colin, the city pays $5,000 a month to keep the Whalen at the Patterson Dock next to the James Street Swing Bridge. Parks Manager Corey Halverson added that awarding the tender to Harbor Metals would push the project back.
With this referral and the change in schedule, we would likely see the project, the actual work completed in August and September as opposed to April or May.
Not all council members were for the referral. At-large councillor Mark Bentz was skeptical about the offer, asking what potential consequences could result from the delay.
If they were serious, would they not be here to advise us on what they're planning? I just feel like I'm just kind of throwing darts at a wall saying, geez, I hope it's free. Administration
advised council to not go with the referral. However, the motion was passed 9-3. City staff will come back with a new report on April 28th at the latest. Jessica Clement, TBT News.
Also on last night's agenda, Council approved a 1.1% pay raise for themselves. This results in City Councillors getting an additional $361 and the Mayor getting an extra $1,000 this year. Administration recommended the pay increase, which is half the rate of inflation. Councillors will now make more than $33,000, while the Mayor will make nearly $100,000. The pay increases all add up to just over $6,800 as members also receive remuneration for committee work and health and retirement contributions. Money for the pay increase was already included in the 2025 budget. Thunder Bay Police showed off the results of two large-scale drug investigations today. More than $1 million in drugs were seized. City Police say they're concerned about rising violence related to drug crime. Justin Hardy reports.
The two projects, called Project Decoy and Project Incognito, were led by the City Police Intelligence Unit. Detective Inspector Rob Gambola says these projects were a massive win for the police force.
As a result of the two investigations, illicit substances ranging in quantities of cocaine, methamphetamine, and fentanyl were seized in a value of exceeding $1 million.
Project Decoy took place over the last quarter of 2024. The investigation focused on street-level purchases and community complaints about suspected drug trafficking activities in neighborhoods throughout the city. 38 people were arrested and faced a total of 215 charges. A number of firearms were also seized as part of the investigation. Detective Sergeant Chris Carlucci says the rising level of danger with drug crime is a big concern.
Well, I think it definitely highlights the demand of illicit drugs. As I mentioned, both these investigations span over 9 weeks. So if you look, we're seizing over $1 million worth of drugs in a very short period of time, not to mention 7 firearms as well, which I think speaks to the level of violence that is present in this area. I would like to mention that our team is comprised of both men and women, civilian and sworn, who are actively engaged and involved in combating this.
Project Incognito is ongoing, but so far has resulted in 6 arrests and the seizure of an estimated $300,000 worth of drugs. More firearms were also seized. Between the two projects, only around 20 of the 44 people arrested are considered offenders from outside the Thunder Bay district, according to Carlucci.
About 55% were local residents. The 45% were non-district offenders. The goal of this project was not only to identify people coming into our community, but also to target those local residents who are assisting in this behavior as well, assisting these non-local residents in the behavior.
Anyone who may have information related to any drug activity are asked to report it to police or anonymously through Crime Stoppers. Justin Hardy, TBT News.
The snap federal election brought some good news for the City of Thunder Bay's Housing Accelerator Fund. The Liberal government made a slew of funding announcements just before the writ dropped, and the city received an extra $2 million to create new affordable housing. Accelerator Fund project manager Summer Stevenson says Thunder Bay was one of 27 top-performing communities to receive the bonus funding. She notes the $2 million is being added to the $21 million that was announced for the city by the government last year. The new money will be used to repair vacant and dilapidated buildings and create more housing for people who need it. Stevenson says that application was accepted extremely quickly.
We were able to submit a proposal for new initiatives to further increase residential housing development here in Thunder Bay. So we put together a proposal to create an enhanced vacant and dilapidated building program, which would help increase Thunder Bay's overall housing target. So we submitted this through that annual reporting process on March 7th, and it's been a whirlwind ever since. So from March 7th to the announcement on Saturday, it was a very quick turnaround time.
Some of that funding should be delivered by next week. The new program will be rolled out by the end of the year after it receives City Council approval. Thunder Bay Transit has officially launched its new electronic fare card for both public transit and specialized transit buses. The Lift Pass allows passengers to load transit fare credits onto a reloadable smart card that riders can just tap when they get on board. Starting May 1st, all passes will be issued on the new reloadable Lift card, and paper passes will no longer be sold. Transit is allowing the old paper passes to be used until July 31st. After that, they can ask the transit office to convert them to the new Lift card. Supervisor of Customer Care Laura Daniels says the new pass system will make it easier for all passengers to pay.
For riders, they have the ability to reload their card online. They can even set a credit card to auto reload when the next month is approaching if they have a monthly pass, or if they purchase 10 rides, then when it gets down to a set amount of rides remaining on the card, it will auto charge their credit card, so they don't even have to log in and reload the card themselves. It will just automatically reload.
Customers who purchase a new Lift Pass before April 30th won't have to pay for the card itself. After that date, it'll cost $5. The Lift Passes are available now at City Hall and at several local retail outlets on April 15th. The 2025 shipping season in Thunder Bay is officially underway a few days earlier than normal. The first lake freighter of the season, the Captain Henry Jackman, docked at the Richardson Grain Terminal yesterday, and today, in a long-standing tradition, the ship's captain was presented with a top hat. Brendan Miller was at the ceremony.
The first ship of the season, the Captain Henry Jackman, was here to take on grain before it headed out around 4 o'clock in the afternoon for Baie-Comeau near Montreal. The arrival of the first ship carries with it a tradition in Thunder Bay for local officials to present the captain with the top hat. Mayor Ken Boschkoff obliged and wished Captain Aaron Brunel a good season. The captain appreciated the gesture of goodwill and mentioned what he expects from the season.
I guess it's a long-standing tradition on the lakes, and it's nice to be a part of the Thunder Bay community and know that we're appreciated for supporting the community and the Canadian economy. I think it's going to be a busy year, a good year, lots of cargo, lots of grain, hopefully lots of salt, and I hope it's going to be a busy year for everybody.
On hand for the ceremony was Port of Thunder Bay CEO Chris Heikkinen. He's looking forward to another strong shipping season, as last year saw an all-time record in potash shipments, more than 8 million metric tons of grain loaded from local elevators, and total cargo surpassing 10.8 million tons. That's the highest amount since 1997. Heikkinen spoke about the great season gone by and the one that's ahead for the local port.
In 2024, we had our highest volume of cargo moved through this port in over 20 years. And right now, indications are that we're expecting to see similar volumes to last year. No slowdown in the grain movement and good potash volumes anticipated as well. And on the inbound side, we're looking at strong steel shipments at Kiefer. So things are looking like it's going to play out to be a good season here in Thunder Bay.
With one top hat ceremony down, there's still one to go, as they're expecting the first saltwater vessel to be in port at the beginning of April. Brendan Miller, TBT News.
Well, that 15 to 20 centimeters of snow that we got on Sunday and Monday may have been unwelcome for some, but for cross-country enthusiasts at Lappy Ski Center, it came just in time, creating a near-perfect base for some major events that are coming up. Jaden Billick has that story.
After a very disappointing ski season last year due to the lack of snow, 2025 continues to pay off for local skiers. The fresh snowfall at Lappy Ski Center added to their already existing 17-centimeter snow base that's been building up all winter.
It's fantastic to have some more snow, and we'll be skiing easily into April. Now with the snow that's come and that's forecasted later this week, everybody's pretty happy about it. It's going to take quite some time to melt, so even with some warmer temperatures throughout the day coming up, we'll be fine for definitely a few more weeks.
Program manager Brooke Latimer says the snow came just in time for their several events planned. The next big event taking place this Sunday is a fundraiser for the club's programs called the Lappy Skiathon, for skiers looking to test how many kilometers they can ski under a time limit. And there's another fun event the following weekend.
And then our final wrap-up is the run and ski. And that's an interesting, unique event because you can both run on the roads out here, and then you do about a 2.5 or 5K run, and then you change your boots, your shoes into your boots, and you ski on the course to get to combined time.
We spoke with skiers taking advantage of the fresh powder and nice weather, and they say that this year is a treat compared to the fast melt we experienced last year.
I mean, last year was probably one of the worst winters I think they've had out here. There were some low snow years, I understand, in the 90s, mid-90s, but this year it's been great.
You know, we got that little dump a couple days ago. Extends our season. Love it.
Have you got to enjoy the ski trails for the past year?
Oh yeah, quite a bit, yeah.
Jaden Billick, TBT News.
Okay, setting aside the fact that I take issue with that being called a little dump of snow that we got over the weekend, Haley, it is great that it extends the season for skiers and snowboarders. A lot of positives there, and it's probably not the last time this spring that they'll be celebrating.
That's right. It's great to be in a positive attitude about it because, it's not done yet. We're in that time of year where you can run or you could ski. It's one of the events, and it's perfect for this time of year because, we got a bit of a break today. It was a mostly cloudy day here in Thunder Bay. We didn't see any more snow for now, at least. We did have a high of 1 around 4 in the afternoon, and that is below seasonal. Oddly enough, at this time of year, a seasonal high is 4, which I would typically want for a day like today, but once again, we fluctuate a lot. We've already seen positive double digits earlier in the month, so it goes back and forth a lot. We'll stick with 1 today, at least we're above the freezing mark. Our low, though, isn't the case, as we were at minus 13 between 5 in the morning until around 8 in the morning. The wind chill making it feel like minus 18 at the coldest point. Luckily, though, winds weren't too bad. They fluctuated a lot today, not in one particular direction. But at the lowest speed, they were from the east-southeast, and the fastest speed was east-northeast, but that was only 15 kilometers an hour, so not too bad at all. Now, we see a drastic difference between the western portion of our region and the eastern portion of our region because there was snow about. It wasn't in Thunder Bay, but we did see some. I'll start actually in the east. We have Greenstone. Minus 4 is actually their high for the day. Wind chill making it feel like minus 9. They've seen light snow on and off with some periods of cloudiness. Marathon and Wawa, and even down in Sault Ste. Marie, they're all consistently -3 today. So yes, they didn't get above the freezing mark. There was some light snow in Marathon in the morning, ending in the afternoon, but Wawa's seen it pretty consistently throughout the day, and Sault Ste. Marie has had light and blowing snow. They've had winds from the west-northwest, a little gusty at times, but on the western portion of our regions, a mainly calm day, winds fairly light, and nice temperatures between 4 and 5 degrees, so that is more seasonal for this time of year. Even Fort Frances got to a high of 7, and they're mainly sunny right now. And yeah, quite nice across the board. Kenora was the only place that I saw that had a little bit of gusty winds within the past few hours, but not too bad for today. Now, for tonight in Thunder Bay, we'll have a low of -13, similar to what we saw early morning hours today. Wind chill of -18, almost a repeat. Once again, winds very light but fluctuating direction, and we'll see increasing clouds over the course of the night as well. But I have some more good news if you aren't a fan of the snow quite yet. Yes, it will be returning this week, but we will have a few days around the seasonal mark here in Thunder Bay as well, with a little bit of sunshine popping out. So we get best of both worlds.
All right, well, that is some good news. Thanks a lot, Haley.